And about a year before your nomination, you decided to stop what you would call your partying and superficial lifestyle, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance? Relevance?
This is a case for defamation, Your Honor. I believe that the relevance of her character is extremely relevant.
You brought it up. Yes. And it's the proper inquiry for cross-examination. Your objection is overruled.
So you said that it was about a year before your nomination that you cleaned up your act and stopped your partying and superficial lifestyle, right?
Yes, this is true. I was much younger then, and I've since then changed drastically.
But for about 10 years prior to that, you were what you would call a paparazzi favorite?
Yes, I've always grown up in the limelight.
You were dating various celebrities,
Yes, this is true.
and you were partying very often, right?
Well, I was a college girl, and it's just what happened, but I don't do that anymore.
Now, it's fair to say that during that 10-year period, not only during your college years, 10-year period, that you were filling the covers of many tabloid and gossip magazines around, right?
Yes, this is true.
And that was only up until 1 year before the election, right?
Yes, I mean, once you're a celebrity, it's hard to just stop being a celebrity. Yeah.
So then it's fair to say that you haven't always had a positive relationship with the press then, right?
The press has been a little bit pushy with me in the past, but yeah, that's pretty true.
In fact, you actually have cases of physical assaults against members of the media, don't you?
I had two assault charges brought on me, but I was much younger and a little rambunctious.
You said it was 2 assault charges? Weren't you charged for 3 assault charges?
I was, but the third one was dropped.
But you were charged for 3.
Yes.
Assault charges for members against the media, right?
Yes, but one of them was dropped.
Okay, so now one of these included you aiming a gun at a photographer,
Yes, that's true.
and another one was you pushing a reporter off of a motorcycle, correct?
Yes, that's true.
And didn't you even throw a brick at a reporter's car?
Yes, that is also true.
And that was because they made a comment about your father, right?
They made a comment about my father, and they were screaming at me and running at me, so yeah, I threw a brick to defend myself.
Against their comments?
No, against them running at me.
They were running at you inside of their car?
They were inside their car.
Okay. So, as you admit, you've always had a temper then, right?
In the past, I would say I got a little irritated at times. I don't really have a temper anymore.
But you would say that you did have a temper, quite a temper.
Yes, in the past when I was, more of a celebrity
And you mentioned earlier that when people push your buttons, you tend to react to them, don't you?
yeah, I mean, most people react when you push their buttons. I just get a little irritated and annoyed, like anyone else would.
Okay. Now let's talk about the night of Professor Hamilton's death. You saw Professor Hamilton leaving the Civic Center as you were about to get into your car, correct?
Professor Hamilton was leaving the Civic Center running towards me, yelling, but yes, this is true.
In fact, you were actually ducking into your waiting limousine at that point when you saw him approaching you.
Yes, this is true.
And your personal assistant, Casey French, was in the driver's seat, correct?
Yes.
And the car was running.
Yes, it was.
And as you saw him, he was not reaching you at that point yet, right?
No, he was not. He was running towards me, though.
And you actually thought in your head, should I stay and confront Professor Hamilton, or should I get back into the car, didn't you?
Yes, she seemed very upset at the time.
And that was because you didn't really have time for an argument in addition as well, right?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to fight. I don't like to fight with people, but I figured it would be for the best.
But you didn't think in your head, I don't have time for this argument. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't think I didn't have time.
Do you recall preparing an affidavit?
Yes, I do.
Permission to approach opposing counsel?
Yes, sir.
Should I ask? We will be referring to line 62. Yep. Permission to approach the witness?
Yes, sir.